No. I feel like this team's in a similar mindset of wanting to continue to grow on this process and, you know, treating it as a 1 week season.
Another former K-State quarterback, Skylar Thompson, had his first NFL start on Sunday. He had to come out of the game because he got hurt, but seeing guys who have had success here at K-State have success at the next level, is that any added extra motivation for you, being considered this is your first year here?
I wouldn't say it's added any extra motivation. I feel pretty motivated, but it is really cool to see, and I know everyone on the team was talking about it, so it was a big deal and pretty cool for K-State.
Does this have a big game feel this week, Adrian?
Absolutely. How could it not? Top 25 matchup, and we get the opportunity to go on the road and play at night in a cool atmosphere. So we're obviously very excited about that.
You're one game away from bowl eligibility. What would that mean to you?
It's huge. I won't shy away from it. For me, that's a big deal, and I never got the opportunity to go to a bowl game in my 4 years, and now we're close to getting one here. So that sixth win is big for me, and again, it's part of this 1 week mindset, but it is just 1 week away.
You guys were able to rest up after this bye week. Just considering it's in the middle of the season, how nice was it, not only for you, but for the rest of the guys, to just kind of decompress and then get locked back in for TCU?
Yeah, we were fortunate to have the bye week when we did. 6 weeks on, one off, and another 6 weeks here. Yeah, we needed it, and our guys definitely took advantage of it mentally and physically.
Adrian, this season, where do you think you've grown the most from where you were coming into your career at K-State?
I would say, just looking at it statistically, I think turnovers would be the easy thing to point to, and something I've wanted to continue to work on, and I think that stems from preparation and just Coach Klein and what we're doing offensively.
How have they been able to help you grow within that aspect of your game?
Yeah, I'd say just continuing to push me to be better, to be a better player, and to prepare as hard as I ever have. It's something that I believe makes this program special. It's our preparation and something I've tried to embody myself.
These last 3 games since Chris Kleiman told you to cut it loose, his words, have you been able to balance being super aggressive with also not having those turnovers?
Yeah, well, I know I've said it a million times, but it is a fine line, and just playing within our offense, and in practice, it's a big deal for me to make sure that we're getting those things right, that we're hitting those passes, hitting big plays, whatever it is, making sure we get those things solidified, and I think we've done a lot better job of that, just as receivers and quarterbacks, of hammering some of those fine details and making sure that helps us in the pass game and in the real game.
How close do you feel like this team is to playing a complete game?
Damn close. I hope it's this next one, right? And that's part of it. We are continuing to grow. We're continuing to buy into this process, realizing that we're not a complete product yet, and that, shoot, as good as we've been, we can be so much better because we haven't really played a complete game yet to this point.
Going back to the Iowa State game, excuse me, the Malik Knowles turnover, what's typical of a conversation on the sideline when there's a negative play that happens and you guys kind of pick one another up?
Yeah. Well, I think you said it. There's a lot of guys that they go and pick that person up, and understanding that, hey, it's a game of football. Mistakes are going to be made. It's part of it. And, the whole team doesn't need to swarm that person, but a couple guys that he trusts, go over to him, talk to him, and then it's kind of on him to bring himself out of it a little bit as well. And we trust Malik to do that, and he did that. He fought for us, and we knew he would, and it's part of it. I know went into halftime after that, and, hey, look, we know we're going to bounce back. We'll be fine.
Asked Chris Kleiman this earlier, but what do you think, as a quarterback, the biggest difference is between stalling out in the red zone, maybe having to settle for a field goal, as opposed to breaking across and getting 7?
Yeah, well, the field obviously shrinks down there, and everything has to happen a little bit faster. And so I think that's all 11 positions on the field. You know, we all have to execute with that sense of urgency and make sure we're executing. I think that's what it comes down to. You know, and looking at some of our past games and past opportunities, I think you know, it's on us to execute those plays and capitalize on those things.
Did you watch TCU's last game live, or did you take Saturday off?
I watched it live. Yeah.
What are your impressions of the defense and what you got to do to beat them?
Yeah. Well, they're a tough group that plays with a lot of speed, and you know, they're running a new defense this year, the 3-3-5, and I think they've gotten a lot better at it throughout the year. And they found a way to win tough games and make big plays in big moments. And I think that speaks a lot for them, you know. And you know we have an incredible challenge. They're a good, solid unit.
Is there anything that kind of sticks out to you in terms of what the Big 12 grind has been to maybe what you've been used to before? Anything that sticks out about this team?
It's incredibly deep. You know, I think a lot of these teams are very competitive. It's close. You know, whether you look at the top, which right now is us and TCU, or whatever the bottom is, those teams are good. They're good football teams, and you can't take any week lightly. So I think it just speaks to that competitive landscape of the Big 12.
Adrian, what was the offense's biggest point of emphasis during the bye week of improvement?
You know, we want to continue. You know, it's kind of our mantra, but pounding the stone and buying into this process that, hey, we haven't put a complete game together. We can be so much better. Let's hammer home these finer details. You know, as good as we've been, we can be a lot better. So what can we do? You know, let's working on past game details. Let's watch some film together. Let's make sure we're thinking the same way.
How much has your football IQ culminated in your play this year?
You know, I'd like to say I'm a pretty smart football player, and I have a lot of years of playing at this level, and that's definitely helped me to this point. I'm fortunate to play my 5th year, and having 4 years of actually playing, I don't know how many games, I think that's helped me not only just as a player, but more maybe as a veteran to some other guys on the team and what we're going through and how to approach each week.